not my man. You're not my man. You're a genius.
What's cracking, everybody? It is your lovely host, John D. Contradiction, and I am here ready, able, and willing to get cracking on this episode. It is about to get very strange. So tonight, shout out to my man Walco. Walco's been a part of the team for forever. It's his birthday tomorrow, so he's gonna hang out tonight. So it's just gonna be, y'all got to deal with just my voice for the night. I mean, I'm gonna have some people come on for whoever wants to talk and discuss the music and stuff at hand, but we will get to that. So for those of you tuning in that don't know from the platform page and all that good stuff, we do music reviews and we recap our music reviews. We discuss it. It's like a round table thing, but sometimes, people got lives. We be busy out here. So I'm going to run the ropes. I'm going to talk about the stuff that was reviewed. I'm going to go based off of how I felt about it because I check in on everything. But also, we're going to go through some of the jokes and hilariousness of everyone that actually reviewed it too, because we got a 4-man team. We solid right now. But this is episode 152. Been a long time. We've been doing this for a minute, and that doesn't even include most of our actual interviews that we've done with some rappers. Some y'all know, some y'all will get to know, some y'all will probably never know, and I hope you never find out who they are. Easter Jigga. But either way, regardless, I'm John D. Contradiction, and you are tuned in to Not Your Manz. It's going to be a live recap episode of everything that was reviewed this week. And for everybody that tunes in, not on the live action going on right now, you can always catch us on all podcast platforms at Not Your Manz. We also on YouTube, and you can check the website at notyourmanz.com. If you're trying to send us some music, it's notyourmanz.com/submit. We do reviews, read the rules. We have rules, and we do all our recaps for the week. We usually do them Sunday nights. We're going to start doing them every Sunday night at 9 on this here lovely app Station Head, which is live radio, which is fantastic. So I can play music and shit. I'm a fan of that. I like playing music without getting flagged and letting people get their streams. So I'm here for that. There's got to be some sort of way to make all these apps and that bullshit synchronize and work together. But either way, regardless, check us out, man. Send us some shit, and I'm gonna dive right into it. So we started off this week in true Not Your Manz fashion. We started off with a nice big fat red stamp, and this red stamp was so bad that I even did the wrong cover for the fucking stamp Photoshop. I did it for his first iteration of this because this is part 2. This is Unoverse 2 by UnoThe activist. He's been around for a long time and he's never gotten better. This is like a lot of singy, whiny, rap, noisy type stuff, and it's pretty bad, man. This is the shit that, like, when people are like, oh, mumble rap, they're actually saying stuff, and then they play this and they're like, all right, we don't have an excuse for this dude. Like, this shit is pretty fucking bad. Yeah, he never, real shit, Reckless. I see you in the comments, man. He's never gotten better. Like, it just gets worse, and he drops a lot. He drops like 2-3 projects a year. Like, he's pretty consistent, but I mean, if you're making dog shit, I mean, it's easy, bro. A dog can go out and shit on a lawn 3 times a day, and you can tell him he's a good boy. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much how this goes. But this shit is bad, man. This is really fucking bad. Dice had a hard time. This got a super duper amount of 0s out of 10, which is rough. And Dice has bad days, good days and bad days, but I feel like this gave him a bad day. Like, this put him in a bad mood, and that brings me all sorts of joy because I know Dice is a hothead, and whoever was in his lane while he was driving and listening to this got honked at for no reason. Like, you scared an innocent bystander just off the strength that this project was ass cheeks. But this is pretty fucking bad, man. Front to back is pretty bad. It's 10 back-to-back doo-doo tracks. So I wouldn't waste your time. This whole project, Flawless Victory, made it to our shit playlist. And for those wondering, we have 2 playlists out. We have the Not Your Manz Radio Fire playlist 2021 and the Doo-Doo Trash Garbage playlist 2021. The Fire playlist is anything that we have reviewed, from singles to full projects that have gotten an emoji from fire and up, go straight on the playlist. So it's nothing but heat, certified. We listen to it. This isn't no buy yourself on this type bullshit. Like, it has to be fire. And then the trash one is anything that's gotten rated under a thumbs down. And we got a lot. We have way more bad emojis for songs than we have good ones. And this playlist is just fucking, it's absurd. But then you got the emojis that don't get you on nothing. Those are the ones where you're just in limbo, like, hey, nice song, I'm never going to listen again. But anyways, Second project was Movies Part 2 by Jeremy Ryan and Culture School. So this was one that I picked up from one of my homies. My homeboy Kairu Wick was on this. So I was like, let me grab this project and bust it up with a review. And I'm not mad at this project, man. This project was super fucking solid. This was like a very, I guess the best way to say it is a very musically like liberated project. Like the dudes was having fun. Like Culture School, I believe, produced it, and Jeremy Ryan's a dude that's doing everything on here. He's not just like rapping, he's singing, he's vibing, he's having a good fucking time. And he sounded like the main aspect of this project was to have fun. And I'm not mad at a project that's like that, man. A lot of people are a little too stiff, or they're a little too caught up in the WWE or the method acting of music in general, that they forget how to have fun just on the actual music itself. And that's the most important part. And this is super dope, man. This is something that you could bump in front of anybody and it won't get weird. And it just has multiple vibes. It's got a lot of, it's got a lot of sound, a lot of heart to it, but it's just a lot of fun. And like, this is just some upbeat, the sun is fucking shining. You want to clean your house and open up the windows type shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not mad at it. And it's got some dope features on here. People were turning up. Like, people were fucking adding some dope hooks and dope contrast and singing. Kairu came on here and absolutely lost his mind. That track is a good fucking time. You got people singing, all these just really fun sounds, a lot of shit that's just super, super, super out there. And it's not like the craziest shit you ever heard, but it's fun. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't just be out here all stiff and boring. This is just a good time, man. The production is dope. The pacing is dope. It's short, so that's always going to be good, especially on our end, because nobody wants to listen to nothing for fucking an hour and a half type bullshit. You know what I'm saying? We're not in our 40s and have that kind of time. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's fucking hard enough to get someone out here to read a book. But moving on, the next project after that. So this is actually part of a double feature. So for those, I'm going to be doing a lot of explaining because I feel like I should, for new people, because there's always new people joining in and checking us out, whether it's the podcast or not. But I'm going to try to do every other Wednesday, just like I do. So just to look at our schedule, Sunday nights, we're going to be doing these live episodes because we usually do our podcast on Sunday nights. Mondays, usually every other Monday, I try to stream all of the single reviews that people send in, and I stream that on Twitch so you can get live action, reactions from me. You can see if I'm absolutely bored to death from your track or if I give it the screw face, and, which is the biggest compliment as a hip hopper or just a musician in general. And on Tuesdays, I usually try to sneak in a project review. So this past Tuesday, I actually did a double feature. This was 2 EPs by 2 people who have actually, we've been checking them out since we started the page. They've been around sending music, and it's good to see that progress and people switch things up. But this right here, this is it was 2 projects. So this is the first one. This was D.L.C, the EP by Dylan Hall, which actually, he's a huge gamer, throws a lot of gaming references. You can tell by the name of the project, but it actually is the initials of his grandma who passed, who a lot of this project is about. But it's not like some fucking this album was hard, bro. This album was dope, man. Shout out to Reckless. Reckless is like the best dude. Just supports music. Just blind. He's the only person I think that supports music more than me. But this project was dope, man. This was this dude made a project about his grandma, a tough time he was going through. He had a lot of mental issues going on as far as sadness with that, and an ex of like 5 years breaking up and stuff like that. So this was just a huge thing. You're Reckless. You better stay on, because when I start talking about the projects that you checked out, you could definitely join in and talk with me. But I definitely need someone to talk about that Tyler shit when we get to it. But this project was definitely super aggressive, and it wasn't like where you would think a sad project or a project about like the loss of a family member or breakup would go. It is just pure aggression. Like, this is the music for when you start hitting shit or punching walls or fucking getting into bar fights and shit like that. Like, this is that aggressive side that people don't like to talk about. People like to villainize the anger side of the emotion, and then they kind of glorify the sadness and all that extra shit. And it's really unfair because it's unrealistic and you can't really learn from that. So this project is super dope. It's 5 songs, and it's all a complete thought. Even though it's short, it's a complete thought. It's like he got it off his chest. He needed to get these 5 songs off his chest. Even though the last song is kind of 2 split in half, he got the message across. He went through his phase. I'm not going to say he's done grieving, but the bad of it is gone. You know what I'm saying? Which is super fucking dope though, man. Shout out to Dylan Hall for this project. And then after that was another EP. This was a shorter one. This was It's All in Your Head by therealjon, even though I'm going to have to talk to him about it because I'm therealjon, sir. I am therealjon, sir. But this EP was super solid too, man. This solid was definitely a different take on the chaos that was that angry, grief thing. This is more of like a bop type shit. This is more of the order yourself a sweet girly drink with a fucking umbrella in it and, take a fucking Instagram story with your toes in the sand type vibe, but also kind of sad. You're on this vacation because you're a little depressed and you need a little bit of dopamine or, that sweet ass drink and that high fructose corn syrup to fuck up your system, give you a little bit of happiness chemically, you know what I'm saying? And this was a dope time too. This was a bop, man. This project was, both projects, they both had great artwork. So I'm a fan of that. They both had pretty artwork with a lot of like just beautiful, like melancholy vibes to both, which I'm a fan. Yeah, very Final Fantasy X. Final Fantasy X 2 is super underrated, bro. I think on my I'm the podcast guy. On my gaming podcast with Kairu, I definitely talked about how 10-2 arguably had one of the best fighting systems because they brought back an old fighting system for 10-2. Even though it was super Charlie's Angels, it was a fantastic game. But yeah, back to this project though, like this project was super dope, man. One thing about this project that I really noticed, it was very radio ready. And in the review, I put it's like radio ready to the point where every station is annoying the hell out of you because you can't dodge the type of song radio ready. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. A lot of times those songs are just annoying and like the radio's just like, we got to do it because this person's like probably pumping money into publishing. But this is like when a song is so annoyingly catchy and good, like when music's that good, this project is loaded with that. This is 4 back-to-back just catchy radio ready like bops. Like if you have kids and they hear this shit, they're going to be humming and singing this shit all day. And I like it, man. I like this vibe. I'm light skinned as hell and it's summertime, so I absorb the sun. And this music is right on par with that. You know what I'm saying? Is right on par with the vitamins that I'm getting from the sun. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not mad at it, man. This project was a really good fucking time. Definitely shout out to the 2 young cats. This was a dope double feature. Last time I did a double feature on the Twitch stream, you could check it out on YouTube and Twitch. It was 2 red stamps. I had a rough night. So this was dope. And it's crazy because like, if you're an artist, you're putting out a quick 4-piece, it shouldn't be whack, so shout out to these guys for putting out some good fucking music. So the next project is The Hustler's Catalog 2 by Smoke DZA. So we want to talk about arguably one of the most underrated just rappers of all time. Like he's been around for a hot minute and he's super underrated, but he's Harlem as shit. Like I fuck with Smoke. He's super dope. I fuck with Smoke DZA. Smoke DZA to me was, and do not take this comparison very heavily. I'm not making it sound like he is the second coming or anything like that, but it's their very similar sound when you hear like Harlem, because dudes from Harlem are very they're slick talkers. I didn't know he did a project with Burner. I definitely would Burner, I don't fuck with Burner. He's boring to me, but I feel like him and Smoke DZA, that contrast would make it better. But Burner's just very boring. Like we get it. You like lobster and fucking smoke weed. Like I don't care. But his production choice is solid. But DZA to me was always like when I had my days where I was just upset that I didn't have enough Big L music in this world. DZA was definitely a good like. Let's say filler. Let's say you love Naruto, right? And I know filler isn't the best, but it's like having that filler and you're kind of like, all right, I'm still comfortable here. It's like that. And when it comes to like the Big L type shit, but I've he said the ostrich episode, that episode with that weird wedding. But yeah, fucking DZA's dope, bro. And this project to me was super dope because this is like him banging with like some of the the newcomers and a few upcomers, like upcomers and a few of like dudes w'ho've been around. Like he can hang with dudes that have been around or dudes that are upcoming. And I fucked with it. Like, you had him, you had Westside Gun, Currency, you had Dave East, you had Dom Kennedy on here, you had Benny the Butcher, you had 24 Hours, you had Nim Low, you had, you know what I'm saying? OT the Real. Like, you had a lot of fucking people on here, and Diz is just doing what he does. He's not trying to rap like them. He's not trying to connect with them. He's not trying to do no extra shit. He's just showing like, yo, I could still make dope music and just still be me. And a lot of artists don't have that. And I really fucked with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, this project is super dope. Nothing for me is going to beat when, you know, Dizza put out Don't Smoke Rock with Pete Rock, but that's because it's Pete Rock. You know, you make a project with a god, it's going to be god tier, or, you know, that god's going to smite you. So I'm not mad at it, but this project's super fucking dope. I'm not trying to take any shade away from this, because we're not here to, we don't like to compare, or like, you know, we treat every project individually. Some of us make the mistake of like bringing up other shit, which I don't think is fair to a review, but, you know, keeping it very honest and fair is definitely more my speed. You know, trying to get like the projects to come out like, yo, we're gonna review this and this for what it is. We're not trying to talk about other shit or just look at people's numbers and all that stupid shit. We're gonna get deep into that when I get to a certain project today, but other than that, Hustler's Catalog 2, super fucking fire. So the next project, what's funny is I got a fucking COVID fucking vaccination thing because of Walco's review planted on this fucking rap review, which is really funny. Like, no one fucking cares. Walco just posted some funny shit. Like, come on, Instagram. You guys can have a fucking sense of humor. Oh, man. Dizza and Domo Genesis would be fire. I want to hear Dizza with someone like a heavy, like, give me a Dizza and anyone from Slaughterhouse project. You know, I want to hear him bang with anyone from Slaughterhouse. That's something I'm looking forward to. Like, I would like a project like that, like him and Joel, you know, another New York type thing, or him and Crooked Eye, maybe get some weird beats and shit on there, because Crooked Eye likes to, you know, rap on some like strange music type shit sometimes. Or, you know, him and Royce would be fucking nuts, shit like that. But anyways, this next project is the Lock Sessions Volume 2. This is Locksmith, another underrated legend, which is a weird combination of words because there's people out here who don't understand that this is a legend. Locksmith is fucking ridiculous. Locksmith is a fucking beast. Like, this dude can rap really well, and he can rap in so many ways to the point where he's battle rapped. He battle rapped fucking Disaster, which is crazy, but he's battle rapped. He's done it all. He has nothing else to prove, and it's just the numbers do not correlate with that, and it's sad. And it's good to see he's getting his roses now, but it still to me feels very fucking late, you know. And this project was a bop. Like, you had Exhibit, Rascass on here, you had King Crooked, yeah, I keep calling him Crooked Eye. I know your name. Your mama name is Cash Clay. I'm gonna call. No, but you got fucking Chris Webby. You got Atmosphere. You got John Connor. Futuristic. What's he doing? He's still over here hustling kids on Instagram. You want to be a rapper? Here's a beat. Rap on this beat. Which one was your favorite track? He said, Hold On was a vibe. You had Mark Battles on here, who I've heard some shifty shit about. You had a lot of people just on here. I like this guy's name, Martin Luther McCoy. But like, there was some bops. And what's crazy is some of the better bops on here were just Locksmith. Like, not even like, yeah, we got those huge names that I just went through, but some of the best tracks on here were like him by himself, like Second Amendment and Black Holocaust. Those two songs, bro. I would open palm slap somebody if they looked at me wrong while bumping those two tracks. You know what I'm saying? Like, I am checking your pockets and aggressively telling you what to do or what I'm doing while I'm doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit, bop, bro. This project was a bop, bro. This shit was fucking ridiculous. And it's just like, you know, you got a legend. You got someone like him who's just doing what he has to do, you know, just fucking going nuts. And I'm here for it. It's just the only problem with me was it was very long. You know, it was very long. And sometimes Locksmith has the tendency to be a bit wordy. So for a long project, you would think that you'd be like, you know, just full headed, like, oh my God, he's draining me to death. But he mixed it up pretty well. You know what I'm saying? It didn't feel too cumbersome. It wasn't too mixed up. It wasn't like too much, you know, shit just beating you to death. It wasn't too wordy. It wasn't smarter than you. It didn't make you feel funny, but it's still a lot of songs. Lot of songs. Split these up, man. Give us multiple EPs. I know you guys, want to milk stuff. You don't have to get crazy with these long projects. Give us 2 EPs, 2 7-song bangers, and we're good. We're good. But anyways, so the next project, this was one that we grabbed up on. Walco grabbed this one. I don't even remember why, but he grabbed up on this one. This is a bit of an older project, but it was one that needed a little bit of shine. We didn't get to it when it came out. But this was This Can't Be It by Nic D. And for those of you who don't know, Nic D is he's got like a popular podcast. He's like making noise on like TikTok and shit like that. Just one of those white dudes with like the black barbershop cut up beards, like shaved beards. And he's got the man bun thing, but he only like pulls it out when he doesn't have like a fitted on, so he can switch. Like he can do both. Like he can go to a cookout and then play hacky sack on like the neighbor's lawn. So this project was super solid. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, Walco put it pretty well. If you put Ed Sheeran, Drake, and Mac Miller in a blender, this is what you would get. Like, he's not saying he's as good as all 3 of them, but he has a lot of styles and similarities and just things that are very catchy from them in his sound. And like this project was a bop. Like this is smooth type stuff. This is like drive around with new shorty type music. This is like vibe stuff. This is like catchy singy shit. Or, girls listen to this and they're like, oh my God, I've been his biggest fan forever. His lyrics is so deep. Like this is one of those projects. And then when a guy listens to it, he's just like, yo, I'm in a good mood. Like this makes me feel good. This is one of those, man. And I'm not mad at it at all, man. I fuck with Nic D. I like what he's doing. I think he's doing things the right way. And it's good to see that new avenue, like the TikTok type world and stuff coming out here and blowing people up and letting them get a little bit of chips because, I mean, it's the music industry. We started getting robbed even before they started robbing us with streaming revenue. So this is actually super dope to see people finding that avenue before, the big companies fully take over and, put their dicks in it. But super solid, man. Super fucking solid. I'm not mad at it at all. This is smooth, relaxing, drive music, but it's got some bangers. It got some bops on there, some shit that you're going to want to vibe to, some shit you're going to want to sing in the shower. You know what I'm saying? Get you a loofah type shit. I'm not mad at it at all. So this next project, boy, this next project, holy shit. So this next project is on my top 5 for sure. What's crazy about this project, this is 7 by Ransom, and the V is a 7. Edgy, different, unique. And this project is so crazy. So this project is so dope. So the last song on here got a diamond. I don't know if people have been following the page for a while, but a diamond to us is a song that everyone on the fucking planet needs to hear. A diamond is a song that's so dope, whether it's in message, sound, and everything. Like, it is just one of the most flawless songs we've ever heard, and it deserves a diamond because everyone needs to listen to it at least 1,000 times before talking to us. This project is nuts. And this track 7, Pride. So I didn't even realize, I actually realized while I was balling, listening to our playlist, because it's a good time. You should listen to it and follow it on Spotify. Stop fucking around. But I gave this song, I didn't realize this song Pride was on the Benny the Butcher like collab, like movie soundtrack project that dropped a few months ago. And I gave it a diamond then. So I didn't realize I gave this 2 diamonds. And it's crazy because, like, it is music. So sometimes things will hit you differently. The fact that this song, I listened to it months apart and I'm still like, man, I didn't realize. I'm like, it's a fucking diamond because I haven't run that other project back. It's just crazy to me. And this project is just 7 back-to-back songs of chaos. But like, and there's dope features on here, but you don't need them. Ransom doesn't need them. But you got Lloyd Banks on here and Gluttony, which is gas. You got Greed with Royce the 5'9", which is gas. And then you got some other dudes on here. This dude JR snapped on track 6. But like, you don't need it. Ransom he spits. Honestly, it's going to be hard. I'm really good at these comparison stuff for the most part, but it's going to be hard for me to like put this in a nutshell. But he spits that real street gospel that slaps you in the face. Like, he's that hood dude that, to keep you from making a stupid mistake, will punch you in your chest, and that shit will stick with you for the rest of your fucking life. Like, this shit is crazy. He is just punching, but it's not just like, oh, he's doing crazy metaphors and punching. He's saying the most clever, most like just lesson filled shit, and it seems effortless, and it's back to back to back to back. It's insane. Like, he's saying shit that's like tough talk, but then he's saying shit like it sounds tough, but not because he's like, oh, I'm a tough guy. Like, no, because like I've seen some shit, like, hear me out. And then he'll drop a jewel on you that just fucks you up, bro. Like, and it's crazy because he does this. I'm starting to realize he just does this every project, and he says shit that just literally hits you. Like, I remember his he released these 2-piece project, I think it was last year, and one of them blew my mind. And one of the hardest lines that stuck out to me on that project, and that, like, a lot of people need to really digest it. It's simple, but he was like, yo, the hardest thing to be in this world is something you're not. Like, and that shit sounds simple, but that is weighty. That's heavy. That's the chunk right there. That line has fucking Entenmann's double chin, bro. Like, that shit is dense. But I fuck with it. But this project's gas. Front to back, you won't have a problem. You could loop this, no problem, and you'll enjoy the shit out of yourself. It's just one of those fantastic releases. So next, oh man, so we're jumping into the Friday releases. Who's trying to jump on here and talk to me about these Friday releases, bro? Reckless, you trying to get up on here, bro? You trying to talk to your boy about this? Your phone got good connection, sir? You got good audio, my guy? Because I need to get this off my chest, and if I can't have no one to discuss this with, I am gonna go on a fucking epic, legendary rant. But I would love to hear what you have to think about this, so I'm gonna invite you on here just to hear what you have to say about this Call Me If You Get Lost by Tyler, the Creator. I would love to know what you thought about this project, or just him in general.
Yo,
hey, there we go. Reckless, can you hear me, sir? Yeah, I hear you perfectly. You sound crispy.
Nice.
So let's talk about it. Did you listen to this new? First off, introduce yourself. Let everybody know who you are, what you do, all that good stuff.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Reckless from Gilroy, California, Bay Area, in the house. I do music interviews, and I also do music myself, as well as a podcast. Devilish Ways Recordings is my label, as well as Smooth Music is another one I got on the side. But yeah, that's who I am.
Hey, my man, working hard, bro. See, that's why we get along so much, because we're very similar in just our work ethic, which, you know, you need people like us. We work hard because we enjoy what we do. I'm here for it.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and people appreciate it. And those who don't matter. But, you know, we do our thing.
That's it. That's just how it goes, man. So did you listen to this Tyler, the Creator, and what did you think?
Yes, I did. I listened to it yesterday during work.
Okay. How'd you feel about it?
I had mixed feelings about it. Like, I wasn't as into it as I thought I would be, because I'm a big Tyler, the Creator fan ever since he came out during the Bastard days. And like, you know, I've been following ever since. I went to the second feature carnival and shit and everything. So I'm a huge fan. So, you know, but just hearing this album, I was just not like, I wasn't there for it. Like, it just didn't seem like Tyler that I knew. It's something like a grown-up Tyler. Like, if you took out all the antics out of being Tyler, the Creator, and just made serious rap, that's what it would sound like.
Yeah.
You know
see, I mean? that's a great point. Like, that's one of the things, like, I you know, same here. I fuck with Tyler. And what's crazy is, like, I became more of a fan of his. I was a big Goblin, and, like, you know, his early release fans were a good fucking time. And that was my kind of wave. Like, I loved that, like, just awful, like, edgy rap type shit, because I feel like I birthed it, but I won't get to that.
Yeah, especially with all the crazy, like, stuff he would mention and all the stuff.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
He was saying some cold shit, and
you want to hear that. That's different.
Yeah, and he used to do it, like, he would get rowdy, like, he would do it on features, and he just had just this cold, dark voice, and his delivery and demeanor was simple, but it was dope.
That's another
you know
thing about the album. He had one tone throughout the whole album. It was very monotone.
But that's the thing. He's pretty known for having, like, simple, you know, like, his tone doesn't change too much, but it was always harmonizing. Like, he did it with the scary beats, so it kind of blended well. And then now him diving into, like, the more melodic and, like, just the weird blend of, like, him blending all of his projects, like, whatever he's learned production wise and stuff, he's, like, blending it all together, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Like, it doesn't really go with it all the time. Like, I noticed it when I first heard a song. I don't know if you ever heard the song Palace by The Internet. Yeah. Like, the way he sounded on that was like, okay, like, I can understand you like this sound, but, like, that voice doesn't always go with it. That song didn't really go with it. I mean, I fuck with it just because Sid came in, like, amazing on that song, but it's just like that doesn't always work, especially for a whole project like this. You're gonna have a lot of misses.
Yeah, and see the thing, my issue with this, like this project, because this project is solid. I like, don't get me wrong, it's solid music. It's not like it's bad. Good. You know what I'm saying? It's solid music, but like to me, I just don't. I'm not a fan of the hype, and that's one thing that I swear by. I'm gonna die on this mountain. I'm just not a fan of the hype and everybody just blowing things up. Like I personally wasn't the biggest fan of Igor. I thought it was okay, but it was, to me, it wasn't memorable. And
I couldn't even listen to it again.
Yeah, I didn't need to because I got what I got out the first listen. I didn't want to memorize anything. And it's like, if I want something that's like very progressive and new with rap, but like with a sprinkle of it, Childish Gambino did that for me already. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like he did that for me because the internet, he did that for me, you know, and even the project after, you know, like he did that for me. I don't need this. So especially, you know, Tyler's sound just is, you know, his like, when he gets into that weird like TV commercial bag, I'm just like, it's okay, but I'm not the biggest fan. So this project, him mixing up and like, you know, he's getting some, you know, fucking Gangsta Grizzles. He's getting all this other shit going. And he kind of taps into his older, like some of his older production type stuff. But it's not like he's tapping fully. It's kind of just like giving the illusion to get his fans riled up.
Yeah. And just for anybody listening who's a fan saying, oh, I'm not a real fan, whatever. Just to reference, like this interview he did with DJ Drama years ago when they first got started, he mentioned that he wished he could get a DJ Drama to yell on a track of his. Yeah. And then, you know, he was like, DJ Drama was like, oh, I didn't know you wanted that. No, for sure. I always wanted that. Hope it'll happen one day. And then, boom, this album comes out. He does it like, holy shit, it came full circle. So, yes. Yeah. That was dope that you had that, you know. It's
cool that he tapped into that. But I feel like it was more so like, I feel like this project is more of like the gimmick of like, all right, I put out this sing shit that won like a Grammy, right? And because that project was something that was experimental, like Igor, I'm going to put out something that's going to bring like my older fans back if I lost them, you know? But I'm going to try something new. And I feel like this project is kind of like, was like a heat check. Like, all right, maybe if I rap something personal, which will be a big surprise to everyone because no one knows what's actually real or not, I'm going to give them a little bit of personal raps. It's not going to be Flower Boy gimmicky or like as beautiful as Flower Boy. It's going to be a little more rap. And we're going to see where this goes. And then if that doesn't work, I can always fall back on the Igor tip since that's his biggest release. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It seems like he's trying to have both his cakes, but he realized he could eat all of it at once. It's just like not everyone's gonna want, like, you know, you're not gonna please everybody, so you might as well just stick to one thing or whatever. Or he's always done himself, which always reflected in his music, even when he switched up shit.
Exactly. And I feel like this project is kind of like, to me, it's either a cross between I'm running low on what I'm going to do or, you know, like I'm not fully ready to experiment again. You know, I'm just going to do something that's comfortable and like, let me see if the people rock with it. And what's upsetting is like the second this dropped, I swear to you, I've got nothing but I got people in my DMs. I got, even look at the post. I got people in the comments like, he's going for Grammy #2, best fucking rapper
I
out
saw
right
that
now.
Shit.
Like people are losing their mind. It's like, oh, he's the best rapper out right now. I thought, you know, J. Cole was the best rapper out when he dropped like a month or so ago. Oh wait, I thought this dude was the best rapper. Oh, I thought, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody, they don't even let the project breathe. And I'm like super sick of that hype shit. Like that shit is corny.
That's been a big trend for a couple years now. People just automatically just hype it up. And then when it dies down, the people like forget about it. It's like, was it really that big of a deal then? Like, come on.
It's crazy to me. Dude, honestly, I'm running a small campaign. So the people who didn't listen to this or didn't listen in on this, they're gonna get caught by it. I'm literally everyone that fucking hit me up on that hype bullshit. I wrote their name down, and I'm gonna ask them in 1 month. I'll be like, yo, so what you been listening to? And if Tyler's not on that list, I'm calling them out on their bullshit.
I respect the commitment.
I'm gonna call them out. Yeah, I'm gonna call them out because I'm sick. I'm sick of that shit. Like one dude literally, it was in my DMs. And this dude is my age. We went to school together. We're homies. We're close. And it's like, bro, we grew up through 2 dope eras, bro. Don't disrespect and say this is one of the greatest albums you've ever heard. Shut up. Like, chill out.
Yeah,
and 2, don't say this is Tyler's best release. And it's the best release of this year. You know how much fire dropped this year?
Dude, for real, there's so many things you're overlooking. Just look at the past few pages of your own fucking channel just to see what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. it's like there's no way. Like, yeah, we review a lot of music. Maybe some people have heard stuff or don't hear stuff, but you're telling me you didn't hear a single Napoleon the Legend project or Rome Streets is blowing up right now. You didn't hear Rome Streets this year. You didn't hear. You know what I'm saying? And if you want to go melodic and like ups the new age, you didn't hear fucking J. Cole's project. I mean, you want to give us that?
Yeah, that shit was much better project than this one. In my opinion.
Yeah, like you didn't hear that project, or you didn't hear Mac Hami's project or Sky Zoo's project.
Yeah, so many good projects out there, bro. You can't just immediately just give the crown to this just because it's out right now.
And then there's people like, oh, my bad. Like Lloyd Banks didn't just drop one of the best projects this year. Like that just didn't happen. It's bugging me out, bro. It drives me crazy.
Maybe if Lloyd Banks was a bigger name, he might have gotten that praise.
But the thing is, like, this is like Lloyd Banks to like that, the kid I met referencing is just like in general, like he's been around. Or like Yellow Wolf dropped 1,000 projects this year, and 90% of them are dope. He's on fire, bro. We know who he is. Or Toby, not Toby. Toby didn't drop this year, but I can just like scroll through Not Your Man's page and just pull up just names, bro. There's just so much dope shit that dropped, and people are just asleep. Yeah, I wasn't the biggest fan of the DMX, but I could admit that project was still solid. Like you're telling me that NF didn't drop heat this year?
Oh my God, for real. You're just going to disrespect his name. Not even mentioning him just because Tyler dropped and everyone's excited.
Yeah, or Benny the Butcher didn't drop the Plugs I Met too. Like I can name so many projects that dropped this year that are absolutely gas.
So now you have that responsibility. You better hit him up in like a fucking.
Oh, I'm good. Yo, he's on my list. And it's like, bro, and like Marlon Craft didn't drop this year. You're like, are you guys asleep? So like for people saying like, oh, this is the best album out and all that stuff. It's like you don't listen to music. Like if this is the best album you've heard this year, then you cannot consider yourself a music fan.
Nah, they listen to Clear Channel. It's the newest thing on there. So this is it.
Yeah, it's like, bro, you don't listen to real music then. Like, you're just listening to whatever the sheep are feeding you, bro. Like, listen to something on your own. Find something. Maybe look up an artist you followed that you used to be obsessed with. Maybe they dropped this year. You wouldn't know because it's
I've done that before. Yeah, just go back to your old albums that you listen to, and you're like, I know this wasn't as good as I thought it'd be.
Insane. But it's just insane to me how people just can blow something up. And it's just like, and the project is not bad, but they're making me hate this project.
It's an objectively great project, but it wasn't to the extent that everyone made it.
It's just solid. It's just solid. Like this project is just solid. This is
it had some flaws, on it. It had some flaws on it, you know what I mean? Like I didn't really like Lil Wayne's verse too much, you know what I mean? And that mix wasn't that good. Like, there's just a lot of shit that I could point out about it, which in a solid like best album of the year, I wouldn't have many of those.
No, you wouldn't have any of those. Album of the year has to be flawless. So it's just crazy to me. And then like they try to pass words that like make no sense to me. They're like, oh, it's unique. I'm like, no, it's not. It sounds like other, Tyler. It sounds like a store brand version of Tyler the Creator.
Yeah, and he has just that notoriety of being different. So they just he relies on that path. Like, oh, they'll give me the path. I'm always done different shit. I'm Tyler. Fuck it. Yeah. My fans will rather die for me regardless. Yeah,
it's like we act like there hasn't been a rapper in our world that does white people shit and drops the N-word a lot. Like that's all it is.
Yeah,
that's it. That's all he is. He's a black dude that skateboarded and raps. That's it.
Yeah,
it's nothing crazy. It's not that unique. And it was
unique in 2011. 2011 was unique, but now we have a bunch of those motherfuckers out that replicated that. So now it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, now it's just like this regular. This is everybody. It's everybody I grew up with. So it's just, to me, I don't know. This hype is just too much, and like that industry hype, it just shows like it ruins the industry type stuff. Like it's crazy. Like and what's crazy, I thought I'd never say this, but I liked Polo G's project better than this.
Wow. I can't even like disagree with that right now. Like,
because like that project just is a vibe. I'm like, this is a relaxing. It's just a fun project. Like I've been bumping
it's on brand for what he is, and it's real. Yeah. I mean, Tyler was just trying to like recreate some magic. Like it's like when Disney tries to make one of those Disney movies that just doesn't hit like they did like Onward.
It's like when they did fucking the Lion King remake.
Yes. We thought, we're going to get the same magic. They know this shit. And
no, it just doesn't hit. And it's very wild, man. I don't know. I don't fully get how people are super just caught up in their own like little world and mess where they can just say bold things. But it's like, I'm not saying anything's album of the year until the year is done.
That's when you're supposed to do it. You know what I mean? Which also makes me wonder why some people like enter the slots of like, you're seeing like, oh, this album just dropped. Like, you know, we haven't really gotten to like marinate with it, and you're already putting it in the nominee for best album of the year.
Bro, I'm telling you, this album dropped, and like I like when Friday drops happen, I usually do it while I'm working. So I get up at like 6. So 6 in the morning, bro. It was like 7 or 8 people were messaging me about this. I was like, that's crazy. That's absolutely insane. Like you're not even awake. Like, did you brush your teeth before you dubbed this album of the year?
He still got eye boogers in his eye, and he's so
like this shit is crazy, bro. Like, go wash your face, bro. You sound stupid right now. So I don't know, but that's just how people are, bro. I can't even. And then
I'm already preparing. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's you know what actually caught me off guard with this, because like I don't dive too much into like the artist lives and shit like that. I don't care, but I do remember because I was a huge fan of Flower Boy. Flower Boy was fucking dope to me. Like I still listen. I actually found one of my new favorite artists from that. Like that dude Rex Orange County. That dude, Define some time. I love that dude. Now.
Dude, that dude's music has been in my head since I heard it.
It's so good. That song is that song is phenomenal because anyone can get into it.
It's in my playlist for when I smoke, bro. Like all day, it stays on. Even I repeat it when I hear it, just because I hear it die hook.
Oh, it puts you in a good mood. It makes you want to sing. That song is dope. The beat is dope. Tyler's verse is dope. Everything about that song is dope. The girl that joins in, that song is fire. And that album is dope. And I remember the whole controversy behind like him being gay on that album and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, I mean, it wasn't as big as it would have been like when it came out. Like, oh, it's a gay man doing this. It's like
he just went crazy with it.
Yeah.
And then, like, to me, like, he kind of passed that album off of like, oh, it's like, it's like me expressing myself. But then this album, he's like, oh, yeah, this is the first time I've ever been personal. And he's just talking about a girl most of the time. And I was super confused, like, kind of confusing the stories because I don't know what's real and what's not. But just very
that shit or something.
Yeah, very strange, bro. Like, I mean, that market, I guess, at that time was booming. But now it gets, it's like 50-50 once, the Pride Month is down. Like, the stock for, being a gay artist goes down for a few months.
Yeah, significantly.
Yeah, so it's like I get it, but I don't know. But that's my hot take on this project. It's solid, but you guys are hyping it up way too much.
Yeah, like that'll probably be like a number, like a 7.
Yeah, like I gave this, and this was like first listen, I gave it a 7.8.
Oh, you gave it 7.8? Oh, okay.
Yeah, 7.8. It was solid, but I didn't I didn't fucking love it.
Yeah.
I was just like, this is solid, but I just don't think I'm gonna bump it, I'm not bumping it again. I didn't bump it today. I went to ball today. I didn't bump it. I was like, I've been bumping, the project that I listened to right after it. I've been bumping that new Evidence, but it's like, this is nuts.
Yeah, dude. Like that album's not gonna be back in my playlist. I'm bumping J. Cole again still more than I am that album. So that's what I'm on. Like,
and I didn't like fully. I didn't even fully like love. The J. Cole was solid. I didn't like love it, but I still there's a few songs on there that I did love that are on my my personal.
And then that one song from the last EP he did with had 2 songs on it.
That EP was bangers.
Yeah,
just
2 tracks.
That little 2-piece, that little 2-piece was fire. But it is what it is. But yeah, man, I don't know if you said you got to get your dinner on and stuff, but that was but I need to get off my chest.
No, it's all good. Yeah, but to head out to dinner right now with the family and shit, do the whole thing.
Yo, do your thing, man. Yo, enjoy, man. I appreciate you hopping in and chopping it up with me. I needed someone to help.
Hey, no problem, brother. Anytime.
All right, man. I'll let you. Peace.
It's been a real. All right, peace.
Peace. Shout out to Reckless, man. Reckless is a cool fucking dude, man. Good fucking dude. I forgot to bother him. He still owes me an interview on his little show. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get up on there and get mad ignorant. I like his thing though. I wish I can find a way to get out to him to do it the full, ride in the car with him and all that shit. But, cause we're all just we're all little guys just working hard. We just want to move up and get our little moves rolling. But yeah, so that's my little rant on this Tyler the Creator thing. For you people just hyping these projects and all that bullshit, just stop it. Just stop. Nah. You don't have to go half on a ticket. Chill. But I do want to plan going out somewhere. Your boy is vaccinated, so we trying to get out there. But yeah, man, this industry stuff is just crazy, bro. Like this project, mix wise, wasn't great. It wasn't, Grammy number 2. Chill out. Like I get it, he got one. Not everybody has to, This is if Igor was his LeBron James, championship last year, then this project is what happened to LeBron James and the Lakers this year. But anyways, the last project, I think this is the last one for the week. Ooh-wee. So the last project is very, very, very hip hop. Like this project, this project called me a poser. You know what I'm saying? And I love hip hop. Like I know the elements, bro. I'm a student, but this album also called me, lazy, because the amount of hard work that went into this, but also the effortlessness is insane. But this is Unlearning Volume 1 by Evidence. This is back to back, just dope, unconventional boom bap beats. Not always with bass lines. Sometimes drums are missing, stuff like that, but it's not like it's a mistake. This is purposeful. This is for heightening the energy of the tracks, and it's just back to back, just raps, bro. Evidence is rapping with his cold demeanor that just doesn't change, but it works, and the beats are dope, and he mixes it up. He's not doing any of the new age stuff. He's doing what he wants to do, and I was fucking here for it. This is fucking dope. And you had Boldy James on here. You had Conway on here. You had Fly Anakin. Shout out to Fly Anakin doing work, who arguably had the best song on the project. And this is just back to back. This is 14 fire tracks, and they just knock, bro. You could play this for fucking any hip hop head, like, old school hip hop head, and they're gonna swear it's from their era, bro. They're gonna have fucking hot flashes and fucking all sorts of memories going crazy because you played this shit for them. They might break, they might snap, but this project fucking slapped. This was a dope fucking time. I actually had someone say in the comments that this project's good, but it all sounds too much the same to them. And he mentioned the comparison to the Lloyd Banks project, saying the same thing, like all the songs sounded the same. But it's like, bro, what does that mean? You know what I'm saying? Like every song to me on the Tyler project pretty much sounded the same. There was like maybe 2 variations of it. You had the singy, weird, happy time stuff, and then the more hip hoppy stuff, and that was it. That was what that project was made of. So this project to me was like very old school 90s era boom bap, and then kind of the new age of like the scary Griselda type beat type sound. And that was the same thing with the Lloyd Banks. I think the Lloyd Banks had those 2 type sounds, and it had a little more new age and the old age type popular club vibe, but not too singy, like the rap, like the more for the ladies type rap, but not fully for the ladies. So, I mean, what are we going to discuss about as far as variation and stuff like that? That's what, I don't know, I don't know. Like what are people's says on these things? Like, does this project sound all the same to you, or does that Lloyd Banks sound the same? I don't know. It's crazy to me. But this project was fucking super fire for me. Like this might end up on my top 5 because I haven't stopped bumping it since I did the review. You know what I'm saying? Like this might have put me back as far as doing my reviews. This might have delayed me a bit, but hey, who fucking knows, man? This project was super fucking dope, and it was just a dope way to close out the week, man. Went into the weekend with some dope hip hop. I'm not mad at it. I'm absolutely not mad at it. But that's all we had for the week, man. It was a very solid week. This week, I got a good amount of submissions that are going to come out, but I am streaming tomorrow night on Twitch. I'm doing singles, so send me those singles. I got a nice list. I'm going to be streaming. You guys are going to have a good time. It's everything at Not Your Man's. And then Tuesday, I'm actually doing a copy of a CD that was sent to me. This is Sheridan's project. I'm going to do a little art for it tomorrow so people can know to tune in. So that project I'm going to do live on Twitch on Tuesday. But also, man, check me out, man. I'll be out here. I'm very reachable. You can hit me up. I'm at John D. Who on everything, or at Not Your Man's. Mostly Walko handles the Instagram and shit like that, but I'll pop in every now and then. So yeah, I saw Reckless. I got a couple of singles, man. If you want to send some, send them through. And but other than that, that's all I got, man. So check us out. If you're on the YouTube, that like and subscribe, all that good shit will do good if you enjoyed this episode. But also, I really want to know what you guys think as far as the Tyler project. Do you think that the hype train is real, or is it not? How do you feel about it? Is it bullshit? Does it help music in any sort of way? Give me some good insights. And also let me know if y'all really fuck with this app. I love this Station Head app. This live shit is fucking dope to me. But reach out, man. So, and if you're on the podcasts and all that stuff, the podcast apps, hit us up. Or even on like SoundCloud, drop a comment, all that good stuff. Check us out, man. And if you just want to hear if your music garbage or not, talk to us nicely, man. Hit us up, notyourmans.com/submit. But again, I'm John D. Contradiction. I am signing off. I appreciate y'all, man. I'm going to sign off. I'm going to let some music rock real quick so y'all can hear some tunes up in this bitch.